I'm Charanjot Singh Nanda, the 73rd President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. I'll tell you something about ICAI, then something about how new age CFO works, what is expected of him, and what he needs to deliver. But before that, as a young boy, way back in 1987, when I joined my articleship, I used to see CFO joining a company, CFO leaving a company, and its impact in stock markets. At that time, I could never envisage why it happens. A person coming, going is not a great thing. And over the years, my mind has matured to understand that behind every successful company is a CFO who works round the clock, is totally involved incessantly in the progress of the company. The more exposure I got to look into the working of CFOs, I could very clearly understand that whatever is ultimately ushered in the company, a big lot is channelized by CFOs. Something about the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India was set up by an Act of Parliament way back on 1st July 1949. But the most important document of the democracy, the Constitution, was not adopted. You are all aware that the Constitution to this great country was promulgated on 26 January 1950. The basic question that arises is what prompted the Constituent Assembly to set up an Institute of Chartered Accountants of India when its own democratic setup was not in place. The answer is very candid, very simple, very forthcoming. They were looking for a disciplined band of soldiers to steer this country out of confusion and put it on the path of perpetual growth, progress, and advancement. And there we are, the financial soldiers of this great Republic of India. My salutations to you, because you have played a key, pivotal role in ensuring that corporate rise. And with corporates, the country rises. We are able to showcase ourselves as very professionally managed economy where growth is the trend. Today, you are all aware that India is a favorable investment destination. I, with the president of IFSCI, Mr. Rajaraman, visited Sydney, we went to SFO, we went to London, we went to Melbourne. The response of people on the other side, even investors, was such enormous that you feel you're proud of being an Indian. I remember the days when I joined the council way back in 2004. Whenever you used to go on international assignments or international speaking sessions, you could very visibly understand that you were seen as a second-run citizen. And see how times have changed. Today when you go, being an Indian gives you a premium. What loss you had in the earlier years, you have that premium today. The most important thing in the presentation is turning vision into reality. The role of leadership in financial management. Vision is something that is seen, and reality is when it transforms. I'm reminded of a couplet which says, सोचने से कहाँ मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर, सोचने से कहाँ मिलते हैं तमन्नाओं के शहर, चलने की जिद भी जरूरी है मंजिल पाने के लिए. My dear friends, in today's financial landscape, you have measurable visions. Visions that help you transform corporations. Visions that help you create such infrastructures that all stakeholders, clients, even regulators and government draw inspiration from you, draw the working synergy which you make towards progress. Leadership, I know most of you are chartered accountants. Leadership, especially by chartered accountants, is at the heart of this transformation. I would like to tell you that we chartered accountants bring technical expertise, ethical grounding, and strategic foresight. To define, ethics is our base. Way back in 1964, Mr. Cooper, our president, who now lives in London, wrote our first book on code of ethics, and he read. He said, code is something which can never be codified, could never be penned down. But when it comes to an ethical issue, don't look for legal recourses. Sit back, relax, refer your conscience, and whatever your conscience says is right, you do that. Ethics coupled with hard work, technical knowledge, and more important, strategic foresight. Strategy is very important. And moving ahead with the entire gambit, CFOs are people who have so many weapons in their carnet. They understand what has to be used when. If it is disruptive technologies, if it is disruptive practices, how you have to perform. If it is financial problems, how you have to go. If you want to go for leveraging, how you go. If you want to create certain synergies with derivatives, with calls, options, puts, how you take care of that. If you have to move ahead on taxation issues, and with ever changing, see, GST, you always say there is a GST council and a change. So matching all of this, setting in this strategic role is very, very important. Moving ahead, visionary finance leaders build roadmaps across certain functions and embed value creation throughout operations. I would like to tell you that earlier we were accountants, auditors, or at the most CFOs. Today I feel so many chartered accountants who head the business functions. On boards, the value of independent chartered accountants is immense. I know so many top business houses which move ahead with the advice of chartered accountants. So very important thing is that you are able to create a vision and are able to translate that vision into reality with your strategic thought process, so that largely people are able to appreciate the knowledge which you have gained. If you go to risk management, if you want to see what is the appetite of risk, it is again a chartered accountant. If you want to look at various informations, valuations, it is again a chartered accountant. Why they wanted to use IFRS? The system is very, very simple. If you have a single accounting language all across the continents, it becomes very easy for you to take investment decisions. For example, if I go and study the financials of a particular company, I read it in India, I read it in Frankfurt, I read it in Toronto and New York, I am able to take proper investment decisions because what inference I draw is similar across all geographical jurisdictions. What elevating accounting truly signifies? Please understand, we have gone beyond bookkeeping. People tell me that artificial intelligence is something that would affect our profession. It is not true. Never in the world artificial intelligence could outpace original intelligence. We need to understand what is technology. We need to understand how we have to grow towards stairs to gain prominence. We have gone beyond bookkeeping. You have gone beyond financial management. We have gone beyond compliances to create value, to have a thought process which aligns with the vision and mission of the corporate where you are working. Data-driven decision making. When we speak about technology, I want to tell you that 81% of international technology initiatives emerge from India. ICAI is not only conversant in artificial intelligence or machine learning. I'll give an example. Last year we set up a committee, AI in ICAI. And I want to invite anybody amongst you who would be wanting to contribute to technology. I'm there. I'll be staying after this session for 10-15 minutes. We can have a talk. And anybody who wants to contribute to the Institute's initiative, you are most welcome. So we set up a committee, AI in ICAI, on 12th February 2024. 1st July 2024, we announced a certification course on AI. Till today, I'm standing on 19th September 2025. More than 30,000 chartered accountants have that certification. Not only that, now we have gone for a second inning, the complex version of certification core on artificial intelligence. And leave aside artificial intelligence, machine learning. You go to blockchains, we are the leaders. You go to data, Internet of Things. You go to data analytics. Most of our work is done by data analytics. You go to cyber security audits. Even certain takes call from us. We understand vulnerability. We understand audit procedures where we are able to effectively pen down variations from different settled principles or exception reporting. You go to information system audits. We lead them. I want to tell a very good news to you. See, we were the first in the world to come out with guidance on remote auditing way back on 30th March 2020 when COVID had barely started. We all use IFRS and we pay royalty to IFRS Foundation, which is situated in London. Your institute, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, has promulgated 23 forensic standards, the first in the world. And now we have the global version sitting at a specific place, whether you sit in Dhaka or in Vancouver or in Dallas. You have forensic standards which suit the local custom and usage. You can use the standards to have reports which live prosecution. And you'll be happy to know the entire world now is approaching us to pay royalty to us for using our forensic standards. I want to tell you a very good thing. There again, I call for intelligence. Anybody having interest in forensics or in information system, I am the man. I would like to put you into the groups. I want to tell you that now we have started working on information system standards. Again, the first of its kind in the world. I want to tell you that I was with the SEBI chairman, Mr. Tohin Kant Panda. He said, Mr. Nanda, I want a help from you. I said, tell me, sir. He said, we have been seeing that scams or frauds happen. And at the end, the gullible investors are looted. Can we not envisage a methodology where the moment you find a red flag, you get involved, our enforcement agencies get involved, and it stops then and there. I want to tell you, you would have read in the newspaper also, we have set up a very high profile group on determining the early signs of frauds or scams. So this is data-driven decision making. When you go to the board as a chairman audit committee or as a CFO, you have to tell to the board what is the total reach of the data. See, there were times when gold was very precious. There were times when oil was very precious. Today, the most precious thing you have is data. People have data, but they don't know how to use the data. In a lighter vein, you see, during the budget, before the budget, markets have so many wild fluctuations. So gentleman was telling me, if you have a copy of the budget 2 days before the budget also, I can never predict how the markets will go. You're not effectively able to analyze the data. If you are able to analyze the data, you empower the board to take such informed decision which helps the company to grow ahead. Integration with digital tools, AI, robotics, analytics, very, very important. Largely all across on the globe. Very importantly, when the technology team meets, it comes to the finance team and the finance team draws out certain inferences. Very simple, what the impact of certain things have been, which is placed to the audit committee and then to the board, which takes proper decisions. Technology in accounting. First, I told you, for predictive analytics, you use artificial intelligence, you use machine learning. It provides an impetus where different connotations can be made. See, analysis is done on real-time data. Now, predictive analysis puts you at a parlance where you have hypothetical data and the impact of that hypothetical data in the working of a company. Like you make charts, flow charts here, you are able to effectively garner the knowledge you have, garner the hypothetical data to understand what impact the data or changes or variations in data will make. Cloud-based ERPs, very well. Now cloud has come, things have become even simpler. You can assess anything anywhere. And CFOs are the greatest beneficiaries because they have to travel a lot. They understand. And not only cloud-based ERPs, you get essentially certain analytical tools which you use on a daily basis to look at the progress of your company and determine any areas where some fallacy is there which needs some improvement. Blockchains for audit trails. You are aware what essentially is blockchain, what essentially is audit trail. I'll give you an example. A person comes to me, Mr. Nanda, this is a young girl. You speak about women empowerment, you speak about women education. Please help her study. Only one reason why I will not support her. The reason is I feel he may be fraud. Today, blockchains have created flutters in charitable trusts. I adopt a girl, they say, Mr. Nanda, adopt this girl, put an amount in your bank balance that will be synchronized with blockchains. Now the girl buys a pencil box, she buys a dress, she buys a book. Everything comes to me with a documentary evidence. I am very much satisfied that the money I am paying is used in actual charity. I have given examples simply to make you understand. Otherwise, entire audit trail which is used by auditors. See, why we need information system audits? The answer is very simple. It is so huge that you are not able to assess the impact, the output and input. Information system audits, I remember all of your chartered accountants and of my age, when we used to do our articleship, रात को आप खाना नहीं खाते थे, आपकी माँ कहते बेटा खाना क्यों नहीं खा रहा? कहते ट्रायल बैलेंस नहीं मिल रहा, नहीं मिल रहा, कितना फर्क है? 500 का। मेरी माँ कहती 1000 रुपए नहीं बेटा, खाना खा ले। हमारा सबसे बड़ी परेशानी ट्रायल बैलेंस, अब तो हमने सुना नहीं होगा पिछले 15-20 साल में, तो ट्रायल मिले ही आते हैं, ये टेक्नोलॉजी है, लेकिन ट्रायल मिलने का मतलब ये नहीं है that it does not have any shortcomings in it. So very importantly, information system came in to determine that what is correct, what is wrong. Largely, blockchain helps you to determine where there is any issue. Automation, reducing manual tasks. Why you need technology? 3 reasons. Reason number 1, any monotonous job can be assigned to them. Number 2, computers don't have wives. They work overnight on holidays. And number 3, the outcome is truly commendable with no mistakes, with no faults. So, you use automation for reducing manual tasks and the output that comes is truly remarkable. Data-driven decision making, CFO as value creator. You have to understand one thing very clearly. In your role, you see a scripture. Scripture creates idols of God by infringing, by challenging stones. There is a couplet which says, बुतो तारीफ है तुम पर, बुत समझते हैं स्टैच्यू मुजस्मा, बुतो तारीफ है तुम पर, तरक्की इसको कहते हैं, बुतो तारीफ है तुम पर, तरक्की इसको कहते हैं, ना तराशे थे तो पत्थर थे, तराशे तो खुदा निकले. This is the concept of value creator. A value creator is a man who improvises him over the each and every day. Has in his history so many instances so that he is able to add value in the growth of the company. And I am saying add value. In fact, he is the sole driver of growth in companies. As an auditor, I have met so many CFOs that I have always, by each day, my respect and regard for them have increased manifold because they are the people who actually drive the financial function and act as a supporter to the CEO. And therefore, in all our CMIB programs, Committee for Members Industry, where young chartered accountants are employed, we have compulsory a session, journey from CFO to CEO. The basic purpose is to tell them how they have to have a holistic view to perform. Using analytics for forecasting, again, is very, very important. Analytics has empowered us to do whatever we want to. Analytics has given us, today you saw the news, SEBI has absolved Adani of all the things. If you look at the market is down. Market was close to 100 points down, NSE, BSE down by 400 points. But the best part which I want to tell you, which analytics will help you, the market is down, the index is down, but the stocks are up. If you have a portfolio of 50 lakh rupees, you will find that you have a profit of 5 lakh rupees in this falling market. If you look at the market, you see from past 15 days, market is going up. If you see, there was a good news that Trump is thinking of saying goodbye to the tariffs and 25% is to be brought to 10%. Look, this is analyticals which I'm giving you a real life example. These analyticals empower you to understand. Good news on tariff front, good news on SEBI front with Adani, because you remember when Hamburg gave its report, the market fell like a pack of cards and it took a cascading effect over a month. Today, such good news. Index is not up, but no issues. Analytics empower you to understand index is not up, but all stocks are up, even in future, even in cash. Analytics helps you to determine what are the dates when you have to work. What is your label? Labor productivity, it helps you to bring in how you value human capital. It helps you to tell the cost of debt, actual cost of debt which you use, and how much is utilized or not. What is the idle cash which is lying? This is all analytics. On the click of a button, you have all the information, you can take corrective action. And this is where you support the company, you empower the company to reach unprecedented heights. Scenario planning was a simple thing which I just explained to you. Elevating governance, defining its true impact. Please understand, accountability and transparency. I don't want to say something negative here. But if you remember the Satyam saga, there are only two people who were implicated, the auditor and the CFO. You carry on your shoulders a very onerous responsibility to be accountable to whatever happens. They introduce SOX to save you. In India, it is not there. But largely, it is your perspective which helps the company move ahead. Ethical and sustainable practices. Yes, whatever happens in the company at grassroots is ultimately ushered by you, is ultimately nurtured by you. And therefore, ethics and sustainable practices which move ahead with a low cost and which moves ahead perpetually is your baby. Enhancing investor and stakeholders' trust. I again want to tell you, again on investment tips you'll relate it to very soon. There are certain CFOs who are my favorite. A CFO shifting from one company to another country, you will see the... For me? You tell me how many minutes so that I will have to rush. 5 minutes? Okay. So what happens? That the company from where he's going, the markets are going up. But the company where he's joining, the valuations are enhanced there. Governance has strategic advantage. I told you investor trust, I just explained to you. ESG and ethical governance are integrated into key performance indicators. Very, very important. Sustainability, ESG. Europe may be moving away from it, but largely that has been embedded in such a way. If you remember, ESG governance is now started by even MCA. They came out with a circular some 5-7 days back. Chartered accountants are guardians of integrity and create a leadership brand, which is very, very prominent in case of CFOs. Role of CFO in governance. He is a guardian of trust. I took the example of Satyam. Telluri was charged because the investigative agencies felt that trust had some compromise. Very, very important. Ensuring financial integrity. Again, financial integrity is something that calls for you. Do you know? When MCS said that you have to report all frauds, there was a lot of turmoil. Reason, even a simple fraud, which will not have much impact financially, will have a greater impact on the credibility of the company and the governing position. Balancing growth with governance. Very, very important. Growth may go, but governance is very, very important. Conflicts should not be there. Boardrooms have to be very clear, very independent, which ultimately entails us to perform. Skills that define modern CFO, strategic foresight, I just explained about that. Very, very important. When you feel what will happen 5 years from now, you are able to perform. Digital fluency. Digital literacy is very, very important. I don't say people who know AI will progress, but a year from now, there will be two categories of people. Number one, who are AI compliant, who are non-AI compliant, and that will define your success story. Capital management, very, very important. This is traditionally the role of a CFO. Risk and governance, you have to understand the risk, and more importantly, the governance associated with it. If risk is compromised, governance has no relevance, no meaning. People first relationship, yes. When I became the president on 12th February 2025, I coined a committee for promoting work-life balance. People are the best asset which an organization can ever have. If they are motivated, the company ushers into a new era of progress and movement. Challenges for the new CFO, global regulatory complexity, very, very important challenge. Only that man will know who sits on the seat. Compliances have become a great headache. And the way regulators look at it and how they want to synchronize with the reputation of the company is again a great thing. Cyber security threats, everything has gone, but cyber security threats have coined in. They have gone at a larger number, frauds, system errors. hacking, they have grown at a larger level. Pressure for short-term versus long-term goals. How you align both of them is your responsibility. Managing disruptive technologies, I told earlier also, very, very important. Global perspective, IFRS, sustainability reporting. Now, sustainability reporting has become the talk of the town. I want to tell you, in times to come, you are masters of financial reporting, but non-financial reporting will rule the roost. For valuations in stock market, it is always non-financial reporting which has gained prominence. Please be aware of this fact. Be mindful how you have to take care of non-financial reporting. Cross-border governance challenges. The laws and regulations are different as companies which operate across borders, how they keep governance at the right way is a challenge which CFO faces. Global stakeholder expectations. Expectations are immense. How you match those expectations is very, very important. Future trends, AI-driven audits, that is very, very important. And that is a call. Gone are the days of sampling. Now entire data is taken with a magnifying glass and you are able to very rightly point out the fallacies. Integrating reporting, financial plus non-financial. CFO as Chief Trust Officer and Transformation Leader, very, very important. And the last thing, risk of stakeholder capitalism, very, very important. The stakeholder appoints you as a custodian of his wealth. Board is responsible, but the initial onus of responsibility rests on your shoulders, which is again very important. ICAI, your partner in leadership, governance, and growth. ICAI is always there. We support CFO through advanced digital and ESG skilling. If you want, we are always there to serve you. Any issue, you can always approach us. We come and give you the guidance. Strategic policy advocacy, global exposure and knowledge sharing. We have close to 54 chapters and 31 representative offices. We have offices in 85 global cities. Any global impetus you want, any global guidance you want, ICAI is there. Chartered accountants are not just reporting financials, they are shaping resilient, purpose-driven enterprises. So, ladies and gentlemen, my last slide. Please understand, this future is very enterprising, very promising, very glamorous. But for people who can merge financial discipline with digital agility and growth with governance, if you follow the right track, right path, with proper training, knowledge, and impetus to perform, nothing in this world can stop you. I'm thankful to you, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me a patient hearing. To end, it's a great day. If I could have touched any area of your life, please go ahead. I end with a couplet aligning with what I said just now. The couplet says, "Bhige hue paron se parwaz karke dekh." Par means feather and parwaz means to fly. Bhige hue paron se parwaz karke dekh. Anjam uske haath hai, agaz karke dekh. Start for a great, formidable future. Let us all work together to make our country an economic power. Let us all work to make our institute the best institute of the world. Thank you. Thank you so much.